Hi everyone, welcome back to our channel. It's Phaedra from Noble Flowers. I am sitting here with $370 worth of flowers that we purchased for the market. That does not include all the foliage that you see. So any bucket that's full of foliage, that's actually ours. So what I'm here today to talk to you about is if you are not pricing yourself correctly, you are working for nothing. And this is a massive wake-up call that we had when we started buying from a wholesaler. And the reason that we're buying from the wholesaler is we are in the middle of winter. And maybe it looks like today I'm, not dressed for winter. It's about maybe, I think about 15 degrees, 10 to 15 degrees outside. And the sun's out and I'm in a sheltered spot, so it doesn't feel too windy here. But dead of winter, we can't grow anything on our farm until we get our hothouses, and we need heated hothouses to grow over the months of July and August. Well, probably June, July and August. So what we're doing, because this is our job, selling flowers now. Moroni's job ended. I still work as a photographer, but this is our primary income now. The only way that we can make an income all year is in those cold months where nothing's growing here except for the foliage and natives, is to go and purchase from a wholesaler. So that's what I want to talk to you about today. How we did that, what we did, what it costs us, and how we're going to have to price our bouquets. And now learning how much wholesale flowers are to buy, we now know that when we're pricing our bouquets from the flowers that we're growing on our farm, we need to use that same pricing structure so that our customers are used to our prices, so that when we switch over in the winter to having to purchase our flowers, our customers are used to that price. Nothing changes for our customer. So I really hope that you get something worthwhile out of this. Now I'm going to go through and tell you how much each stem has cost us. Okay, we'll start with the proteas. These were $4.25 per stem. Now just keep in mind, the cost of flowers will fluctuate depending on the season of the year. We have not purchased wholesale flowers in the warmer months, and I suspect that they would probably get a little bit cheaper, but I'm not sure. So keeping in mind, these are the prices in the middle of winter. So that protea is very, very expensive. If you are selling proteas wholesale and you're not charging the correct amount, the people that are buying them from you are getting an epic bargain at your expense. Okay, so the proteas. Now the blushing bride, which is gorgeous, this is what it looks like. It's just, I was very disappointed about the stem length on this. It's not that usable for most of what I'm making this weekend. That is $1.67. The wax flower, which is this one here. Gorgeous one. We've got a heap that we're putting in down our driveway. So to give you an idea, the stem sort of looks like this. Some were a little bit smaller. The price on that is $2.80 a stem. Now the sea holly, it's quite an expensive flower. It is $3. Can you hear the kookaburras? It is $3.55 a stem, and I'll show you what a stem is. It's quite a big sort of, that sort of spreads out around a bouquet pretty well. You really only need one piece unless it's a huge bouquet. And I knew the cost of that. I've bought it before. The kale. So the heads of kale, $2.86 each. So I'll show you those. These got a little bit crushed, which I'm not happy about either. But that's what sorry, I've got my finger in the way there. That is what one of the kale stems looks like. These yellow chrysanthemums, there's only 5 stems in that. I've left it in this wrapper just to keep it protected. They're pretty cheap, 93 cents a stem. Keeping in mind there is only 5 stems in that bunch. The gerbras are $1.59 per head. And these little ones were a bit cheaper, but I've lost the price on this. The snapdragons are $2.09 per stem. So I'll show you what that looks like. very long stems. They haven't been having the longest vase life. Obviously the natives are going to last the longest. This is a type of chamomile. I call it the donut one. I don't really know what it's called. I'll have to get the price. I'll pop that up on the screen per stem. I haven't written that down to bring that out. And the other thing that we bought was, and I am a little bit disappointed in it, I bought a mixed bunch of native. So this was $14.25. It's very hard to pick it up. And that's what that is. I mean, we would have to sell that for $45 to make a profit, which I'm obviously going to have to add a little bit of stuff to. So I don't think that was very good value for money. The other thing is I bought some billy buttons, and I'm sure I've got those inside. I'm sure most of you probably know what that is, but I'll show you anyway. The billy buttons are $1. Where'd I put them? Now I've lost it. Oh, they're out on the table. They are $1.65 a stem. So you get this one little ball on a very long stem. But because they're a dried flower, if they're not going to spoil. So if I don't use them this week, they're not going to spoil. The natives will all last a long time. The sea holly, if I don't use it, I can dry it. There's a lot of things here that I can dry if I don't use it. Obviously the kale. These things here, all of this here, if it doesn't get used, it will spoil. So they have to sell, or we've lost a fair bit of money. Things from my garden, foliage. So we've got the ivy. I don't know what that other little thing is in there. Eucalyptus, wattle with the seed head, more eucalyptus. This little branchy one, which I really love. We've got olive and this one, and I need to find out what this is because it is lemon scented and it is gorgeous. So for us, when we make our bouquets, we haven't been including the price of foliage because it's literally all over our trees on our property. So that is one thing. Our bunches are probably a little bit bigger than what you can get at a florist, just because there's product that we are putting almost no effort into. It just grows. We just go out and pick it and strip the stem and put it in a bucket and condition it. So yes, there's time involved, but in summer when we're not buying our flowers because we're growing them, that cost of, processing the foliage that we have everywhere is going to even out. So that is a definite positive for us. Now, once you've bought your flowers and you know what each stem has cost, they'll usually come in bunches of 5 stems or 10 stems, depending on what the flower is or what it is that you're buying. You then need to break that down. So I just go through my invoice. If it was, I haven't got the invoice here. If it was like, $10 for the bunch of 5 stems, they're $2 each. And I work that out. And so each bouquet size we have a formula of what the cost of that is and how much we can spend on stems to put in that bunch, excluding the little bits of extra foliage that we'll put in just because it's not free, but it's all over our property. So I'm going to show you this now. So this is my first draft. I just wrote it up this morning just to get a very rough idea of how to price these out. First up, I went through all of our, just the extra things, the sundries that you use to make up a bouquet. And it seems a little bit silly to price out string, like an 80 centimetre piece of string to wrap your bunch at 5 cents. But over 10 years, your business is going to go through a lot of that string. So I think it's important to put that cost in as well, just so you know how much it's costing you to make a bunch. So I'll give you an example. A $25 bunch, so it's got a piece of paper, a piece of string, a business card, a gift card. So that's about $1. I've just rounded it up a little bit. And $6.60 worth of flowers. Now, you just heard the prices of these flowers. $6.60 worth of flowers is not a lot to put into a $25 bouquet. But I also did a whole heap of research on all the local florists, and their pricing is, they're really looking after themselves. I think it's still a tight budget for them because people really want to get value for their money, but I feel really comfortable with the way this is done. We're only increasing our wholesale price by 3, and I know some florists will do it 4 times, and some experts will recommend that as well to cover costs. The thing for us is we don't have a shop front. We're not paying all those extra costs on top of our business. We do have our car costs and our petrol, and we use a lot of kilometres. And we've got our site fees for side of the road, and also because we've applied for permits for all of those locations, and we have to pay a site fee for the market, and I'll talk about that in the market, or I may have already uploaded it, but I can put a link below to our first market video. So you've got to be very, very careful, because it could be so tempting. You might look at that $25 bunch and think, oh, I need to just make it a little bit bigger. But then you've ended up putting so much stuff in it that you've now made no money. And what was the point? I mean, yes, I know some people are doing this for the pure love of flowers and making people happy. But probably if you're watching this video, that's not your only reason for selling flowers. I suspect you're probably wanting to make money, and it probably feels very hard to charge the prices that are recommended to charge, but that's what I'm hoping to get across here. We have to do it, and even for us, we're very new to this, and realizing how much we have to pay for flowers when we aren't growing them was a punch in the face. We were selling bouquets, including delivery. Last summer, we started out at $20 a bouquet, and these were really nice bouquets. So not only did we not at all cover ourselves and made no money at all, we made no money on the business last year, just spent a lot of money. We also probably really upset a lot of local florists, which in our mind, this is our business plan. We're not out there to try to keep other businesses happy, or to upset them or anything like that. We're purely doing our business the way that we feel we need to do it. So, but it is a consideration. You don't want to price yourself so low that not only are you not making any money, but you're also really damaging other people's businesses as well. So I'm going to make these bouquets up now. It's actually part of another video that I'm doing, the market stand video, the first market stand video. So I'm going to make these bouquets up, and then we'll come back and we'll talk some more about how much these bouquets cost and how much money I put into each bouquet. So we'll see you then. Hi, I'm back. Finished making up all those bouquets. It's actually really hard. Like, I appreciate it's so hard to make a tiny bouquet and charge $35 for it. As I said before, we're so lucky we've got the foliage, so we can really add value without it costing us too much, really. So that's really lucky. Anyway, I'll show you what we've got. So you would have seen this last week. We're just setting up a trial run of our market stand, but we're going to have to hurry up and pull it down because it's going to rain. But let me just go through. So there's a $25 bunch, $35, $35, a $55, another $55, $35, these are $35, so that's a $25, $35 here and a $25 here, $35, $35, $35, $35, $35, $35. Now this is spinning gum. So it's $25 a bunch, but it dries beautiful like this. So we've got that big peanut jar with the dried spinning gum in it. And then, do you remember me saying that these little tiny blushing brides had the shortest stems and I wasn't sure what to do? I've made jar posies. So there's one up there. I think it actually looks really, really pretty. And then I've got them wrapped in paper. So they're $25 each and the jar is $6, and we've got some spare jars to sell as well. So I did my best. Some of these posies I've gone over the budget on it, so we're not quite making, I haven't quite been able to times it by 3 for the profit, but it is what it is. Some things is just really hard, and the availability of flowers at the moment is pretty tight, and it's our first time. So, but we're pretty happy with it. I'll calculate up later how much stock we've got here for the market. Moroni was hoping for $1,000, but it's not. And also we had those couple of orders this morning, so I've got to go deliver those now. Anyway, I'm going to go. I've got to pull this down. I'll be back later. Hi everyone, I didn't make it back the other day. We really had to get ready for the market and it went really well. Check out our video last week to see how we went with that. And I've been making bouquets now for a couple of weeks and I've really sort of got a lot better at it. We're now sort of averaging between 3 and 4 times the cost price for our profit, which is really good, and things have kind of really taken off pretty quickly. We're not having any problems selling these bunches at these price points. It's actually been really, really amazing. Like, what a comfort to know that pricing structure actually works. So have a think about it. Have a look at your numbers. If you don't know how much the flowers are worth, it has been such a valuable experience for us to go and purchase from a wholesaler and really get a feel for how much these flowers are selling wholesale prices. Because we're a bit further away from the city, our wholesale prices are a little bit more expensive than what you can get in the city, in Melbourne. So it does depend on your area as well. Potentially the city florists are making, a bigger profit margin than what we can do. But we, in some ways, have, well, for us personally, we've got lower costs involved in our business. So have a think about it, sit down and figure out your figures, just be confident with it. I mean, if this is a business for you, you have to make it work as a business. Thank you so much for watching. I hope this has helped, or at least it puts you in a direction of thinking about how you're going to do it. If you're not subscribed, consider subscribing. If you like our content, give us a thumbs up. We love reading messages and we try to reply to them as quick as possible. And we'll see you next week. Bye.